We're doing two separate videos on the Husqvarna Viking Designer EPIC 2 of programming the memory. We've done one already that is for programming decorative stitches together, which we love doing in our Stitching Cosmos online course, by the way. So if you're looking for more than just these basic videos and you're ready to go a step further, please check out the 10 free videos you can watch for free, and those links are below. But in this video, we're going to talk about using the memory and combining letters together. So I'm going to kind of show you where all those alphabets are, some things that will work better than others. So to open up a memory, you're going to come down to this bottom row and look for the A with the little zigzag next to it. When you've touched it, you'll notice that all your stitches disappear. So it's waiting for your selection. So since we are talking lettering, now we're going to jump to the lettering tab. So in this area, we do have multiple versions of letter styles. And I hope you'll kind of sew out a little sampling of each one so you'll know what you actually have here. So we've got block alphabet, kind of a comic, an outline, a script, and then this one is actually not so much an American alphabet, but I will tell you I have used some of these as decorative stitches and sewed them out. So if you are looking for something a little bit different, you could play around with something of that nature. So I'm going to just back up. So you really are working with 4 American alphabets. You do have uppercase, you do have numbers, and you do have lowercase. So everything here, and punctuation as well. So depending on what you are spelling out. If you want the most bang for your buck for when you're stitching out for height of letters, stick with capital letters. So if you are spelling out Viking, and sticking with all capital letters, you'll notice you'll have everything nice and bold on your screen. So it'll tell you how long that combination is. When you're ready to stitch, you can go ahead and start to sew or touch the check mark, and it's going to show you that it's going to stitch that Viking over and over. But if you reach up on the front of your machine where it says stop, that's going to stitch out the pattern one time. And I love that it actually changes on screen to remind me that I have touched it, and also that it's going to sew from the beginning to the end without stopping. And that's a great place to utilize the start stop button, which is right here on the front of your machine. Make sure you have stabilizer underneath your fabric, especially if you're sewing out something on cotton fabric. Maybe you're making a quilt label. So let's just say we discovered that we have spelled this incorrectly. If you touch the editing tool, that will take you back in and ask you, okay, what do we need to change? So you can go back in, and it's like moving the little cursor. You know, did you forget a letter? You could go back and insert it right inside. Maybe you had 2 letters, you need to delete something. The trash can is right there for you, and you can insert that wherever you want. Maybe we wanted to go in and combine both letters and decorative stitches, so that is something that you are able to do. So if I'm looking for some decorative stitches, that I was kind of looking for a heart. Let's see here, where would my hearts be? Here they are in F and stitch number 28. And then if I wanted to add a heart at the beginning of this sequence, I can put it before my V and add a heart there. So again, if I want to start at the beginning, we can make sure that our first stitch is at the top. And when we go to sew, that would be what we would get. Again, we could add some space in there, and we could put a little space between the heart and the V. So again, you can come back and edit. And I love that you can see what it's going to look like. So instead of sewing it out like we used to have to do, every single time we wanted to do something, let's just add a little space in between. Oh, I like that much better. Kind of give it a little bit of movement room. There we go. And then we can minimize the keyboard and touch the check mark. And that would be how that would look. If you're looking to save something that you've put into memory, touch the little heart at the bottom, the first one, and give that a new title. You can give it a title of what you spelled out. I could do that today. Well, usually I just give them a single letter, but I'll type in Viking there. And then that is save. So let's say we are sewing along and we're doing our sewing, and now we need to sew that out. That resides in the little yellow folder off to the side here. And there is Viking. It shows the first heart. And when I touch and hold that symbol, that will bring up the memory that I created, and it's ready to stitch. If I want to delete that out of memory, we can touch the trash can and it will ask us, are you sure you want to delete it? And I'll say yes, and then it is no longer there. If I want to start a new memory, come back down to the A and the zigzag, and again, start picking and having some fun with some decorative stitches. Ooh, okay, hold on. I got to take a look and see what this looks like. Well, there's a whole new stitch for me. I like it. You know, that's what I love about sewing is and sitting down at these machines is every day I can come up with something fabulous. That stitch I am saving so I can remember it, just like I said, so I don't have to write it down. It's right there in my memory. So I hope you'll have some fun combining letters with letters, combining letters and decorative stitches, and learning how to save them in this beautiful machine.